Okay. Well, it was interesting to see from the survey that when we asked this same question in terms of their general outlook for the economy, when we asked this question in 2017 going into 2018, only 46% of CFOs were prospects for the economy. 2018 going into 2019, that percentage dropped to 17%. So we're seeing something like a 29% drop in the level of the outlook for the economy for 2019.
But what were the core reasons they gave, though?
Yeah, now when we probed that issue further, we found three things driving that. One was the uncertainty surrounding the 2019 elections. Two, there were concerns about consistency of government policy. And then three, there were some concerns around the future direction of the exchange rates. Now, you would see that the elections have come and have largely gone, and they've been largely peaceful. So that's something that, you know, we can say has been behind us, and we expect confidence to rise a bit as a consequence of that. But the other two factors, which are the issues around consistency of government policy and the direction of exchange rates, remain. Consistency of government policy, the question CFOs are asking now and are looking to is to say, what's going to be the shape and form of the new cabinet? Who are the new ministers going to be? And are we going to see consistency around the general policy direction of government?
Well, it's a good thing that it's the same government that is still on board right now. Yeah. Well, pending the petitions, and we'll see how that comes out. But the good thing we see this, and then more or less they have the same plan, which is the ERGP, kind of guiding that. But I'm interested to find out, you know, what issues are keeping CFOs awake?
Well, we asked that question, and three things came to the fore in terms of stay awake issues. Number one is profitability and cost management. Two were macroeconomic issues. And then three was government tax policy. Now, when you think about the profitability and cost management issue, you would say this is a traditional CFO focus area, especially within the context of a fragile economy. What CFOs have told us in terms of what they're expecting for 2019, they're saying, well, we expect to see slow, somewhat sluggish growth for the general economy, sub 3% or so. We expect to see an increase in inflation. We expect some currency devaluation, maybe in Q4 going into 2020. And then also, we expect to pay more taxes. So what keeps them awake at night are these core issues. The general message we got from CFOs is that 2019 is a year in which they're really going to have to focus on cost containment and cutting out waste within their companies, while, of course, making sure that the companies are making the investments necessary to grow the top line. It's one CFO put it this way, is that the focus is going to be on about keeping the ship afloat.
Keeping the ship afloat, but yes. When you now look at how the organizations are positioning for growth, though, what are the key impediments? What do they say are the things kind of holding back that organizational growth?
Well, a lot of the things externally, it's the uncertainty surrounding the economy. Internally, for CFOs, the key thing they're focused on, you know, we talk about skills, finding the right level of skills for the changing dynamics of the economy and the way in which the country is going generally. They raise the prospects of digitization. We ask the question, how satisfied are you with your organization's strategy on digitization? And 50% of the CFOs indicated that they were not satisfied. And that says a lot, because it says that while organizations have recognized the need to adopt a strategy focused on digitization, they're not fully satisfied with the pace at which they are moving in that area. And I think it's an area that calls for more investments, because the country has got to catch up with the rest of the world on this.
Interesting you mentioned the digitization, because I'm not looking at where the world is right now. A lot of people are using big data and analytics to help in their decision making. Yeah. As CFOs, though, how do they see this impacting their work?
A very important area. Everybody recognizes that data and analytics is going to be key in terms of gaining a competitive edge in the future. We asked the question, though, that what tools are companies currently using for data and analytics? The surprising thing from that is that a big proportion of the CFOs indicated that they're using Microsoft Excel. Now, while others have invested in much more sophisticated tools, but it was significant to see such a large proportion still talking about Microsoft Excel as the means through which they're carrying out data and analytics. That suggests that in many companies, it's still at a very rudimentary level, and there's a need to significantly ramp that up.
Okay, now let me see. What did they say about infrastructural issues, though?
Infrastructure is a big issue for companies, and the way in which they rank the infrastructural challenges, which they would like to see government resolve. Number one, and it's always been the case, is power. And so we see power, we see security, and then we see the transportation and logistics. Those are the areas in which companies really need to see a big change in terms of the direction of government.
Okay. All right, then. So we'll keep our eyes and see how things unravel as CFOs, and we'll see if the CFOs are spot on. Thank you so much. I've been speaking to Tola Adeyemi. He's a partner and head of audit services at KPMG Nigeria.